What's the dream fixture for you in terms of who you could play in pre-season anytime?
Well, I don't think we're going to get much bigger than Manchester United and Chelsea. They're teams, everybody looks up to. Obviously, Man City, yeah, the top Premiership teams, are incredible to test yourself against those players because, there's practically a team full of internationals, even when it's not their best 11. The ones beneath that are quite often internationals. So it's a great test for our lads. And as you go up the leagues in football over in the UK, it's not just the technical ability, it's the power and the pace and the physicality of players which goes up a notch. So to live with that is going to be a good test for us tomorrow night. But I'd like to think we're ready for it.
I feel you've got Ben Foster with you. He's vastly experienced at the top level of the game. How influential has he been in that squad, and how important is it to maybe even get more players like Ben as you develop that have been at the top end of the game to help you transition the higher up you go?
Yeah, I mean, Ben's obviously a player who's played for his country. He's top class, but more importantly for us, that he epitomises what we want. Where he's got off the pitch, things going on, these podcasts, etc., etc. But when he trains, he is incredible. His professionalism day to day is incredible, and that kind of links in what I've been saying already. That we wouldn't have brought Ben Foster here if he was just thinking it was going to enhance his media career. He adds to the group in terms of the way he conducts himself as a professional. So that's very important for us because we've got a lot of younger players in the building, and anyone who comes in of that ilk, has got to set the right example and be a good role model, and Ben's definitely that.
Bill, just you've had a chance to obviously the team have had a chance to play against players of this calibre, like you're talking about Chelsea, the Galaxy, now Manchester United. But you, as a manager, did you get a chance to catch up with Pochettino? Have you got plans to catch up with Erik ten Hag, and have any managers from teams higher up the divisions, been in contact with you? Are you close with any of them? What do you think you can do with them?
Well, Pochettino, we had an open training session the night before, which we were on first. They came after us. I had a really good chat with him about life at Chelsea, which was great. And I knew a few of the staff there anyway, and it was some good interaction. Man United, it'd be great to have that chat because to see the way they're coping in the US and they're coping with the flights and the train and the heat, etc. So Pochettino was great. He was had a really good chat with him both the night before and after the game.
Who you most like out of the top managers out there? Who do you like yourself to? As long as it's not Pep.
Not Pep. That's a tough question. It's I think the manager I most admire in football is obviously Sir Alex, because keep reproducing year after year and the way he evolved as a manager and the timing of moving players on, bringing players in was exceptional. And I think all managers look at that period. And the last title he won before he left was a managerial masterclass because the squad, from what I was looking at, wasn't as strong as it should have been. It needed to be to win the title. But I think that's he's an incredible manager.
How's it going, fellas? How have you found playing against the level of opposition that you have on a personal as players, that intensity, that sharpness that Premier League players possess, and obviously Manchester United, even though it's the younger team, will possess those traits? How have you found it personally playing at that sort of level?
Well, it's something we've been familiar with over the years. You get the FA Cup draws, you get pre-season games like we have. They're tough games, especially in the heat as well, and it's the same for both teams. But the way that they move, they're just so much more athletic, and of course they're just so sharp. It's great to play against them, rather than maybe your usual first 2 or 3 pre-season games. It's a bit more, sounds bad, but it's a bit more exciting. Everyone wants to play against the big teams. So it's good to do.
Have you managed to keep your feet on the ground, and there's a lot going on? You guys, pretty much, it's Hollywood right now, and just going back to Wrexham and being ready for the league. How have you managed to do that?
Each other more than anything. We run a real tight ship within the changing room. Ben's probably the leader at that, and the manager as well. He'd take a lot of credit for that. We never get carried away. Make sure we're always giving 100%. Football is why we're here. Everything else comes after that, and if you're not doing well at football, and everything else isn't going to do so well behind it. So Obviously, that's in football, and then at home, we've all got our own families who equally wouldn't ever let us change anyway. Not what to change for, you know. You've got right to do it all as well.